I got broads in Atlanta, just at the V in the family, credit cards and the scammers, hitting the licks in the family.
Yo, what is up, guys? This is CNMaster9 here, and we're back with another video. Now, today, I'm doing an NHL trade video. The NHL trade deadline is coming up on us really fast, March 1st, and there's already been some really big trades. So, yeah, I have NHL.com loaded right here, and it has, like, all the official trades that have happened this season. So I'm going to be reviewing a lot of them. So, yeah. So the first one I want to review, I hate this trade, but then I don't mind this trade. So the Tampa Bay so it involves the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Los Angeles Kings. Okay, what do you think there? Maybe prospects or something? No, the Lightning trade. Elite starting goalie, Vezina finalist, Ben Bishop. Okay. You're thinking, okay, they must get, like, something a lot in return, okay? They trade Ben Bishop and a 5th-round pick in the 2017 draft to the Los Angeles Kings for, Peter Budaj, okay, defensive prospect Erik Cernak, and a 7th-round pick and a conditional 2017 draft pick. What is that trade? What are you doing, Tampa Bay? I mean, I know you want to get rid of Bishop because Vasilevsky is a young, promising goalie, 22 years old, goalie of the future. But, like, come on. I mean, I know you want to get rid of Bishop as well so you can get something for him instead of losing him in the Las Vegas expansion draft. But come on. There's teams that would be willing to give up more than just Peter Budaj, defensive prospect, and a 7th-round pick and a conditional pick in 2017 for Ben Bishop and a 5th-round pick. There's teams like Dallas, St. Louis, maybe even Calgary, who could probably give you a 1st-round pick and an okay prospect. But, like, come on, Tampa. Like, I'd say that's a trade that's won by LA, but then, like, okay, Tampa, that's kind of a bad trade for them. Mind you, they did get something for Bishop instead of nothing. Although I did hear a report that GM Steve Yzerman said, like, a bit before this trade happened, like maybe a week or something, that he said, after this trade, he said, there was no other teams except LA. It was either Bishop to go to LA or to stay in Tampa and hope that he doesn't get picked in the expansion draft. There's teams at Dallas, St. Louis that need better goaltending this year, and you give them to a team who, sure, they have their goalie out, but come on, it's Jonathan Quick. Like, Ben Bishop, if you think about it, he's going to go to LA, he's only going to be a rental goalie for this year, then I think he's a UFA at the end of the season, so I don't really know what's going to happen there. I mean, LA gets rid of Peter Budaj, who's been actually pretty good in his return year to the NHL. I don't know. That's oh boy. Yeah, and then I bet LA is gonna have Bishop try and get into the playoffs. LA will probably make the playoffs, probably lose in the 1st round, 2nd round. I don't know. And they're gonna let Bishop go on free agency or re-sign him to like a 2 or 3 year deal. But then right after that, trade him to, say, Dallas, St. Louis, Calgary, somebody that needs Ben Bishop. So, yeah, he's going to fit into their lineup for this season because Jonathan Quick is probably going to be out for most of the rest of the season. But, like, come on. You got to get more than Ben Bishop. Like, you could probably get an okay defense prospect, goalie prospect, forward prospect, whatever, and a decent prospect that might eventually turn out to be like a 3rd liner or whatever, and also like a 1st-round pick, or maybe a 1st and a 2nd. Like, that's what you could probably get for Ben Bishop, and they only get that much. Oh boy. Oh, that's the big trade that I wanted to cover in this, but there's also smaller trades that I want to cover as well. One I really like between the Lightning again, but this time with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and of course the Maple Leafs being my team, my heart and soul blue and white team. We get Brian Boyle and we give up a conditional second round 2017 pick and Byron Froese. Now, I think both teams won this trade, but for crying out loud, I think Tampa Bay got more for Brian Boyle than Ben Bishop. But anyway, yeah, so Byron Froese, I don't really know. I mean, it is a big loss for the Toronto Marlies, but I think they could fill that hole with other players. But you mean Toronto Maple Leafs get a really good, experienced depth player who could probably play third-line center as well, fourth-line center, or whatever position he plays. But yeah, I mean, they could just have him because the Maple Leafs do have a few injuries, so that would help. And Brian Boyle is also very playoff experienced, having going in the Cup final in 2014 with the Rangers and 2015 with the Lightning, and went to the 2016 Eastern Conference final. So the Leafs get a really experienced veteran player that they need. And I mean, the Lightning, they also won this trade. Like, both teams won this trade. The Leafs needed an experienced vet, depth player, and the Lightning got a prospect and a conditional second-round pick. I mean, the second-round pick might not be that big, but Byron Froese could be a decent prospect in Tampa that might turn out. I don't think he'll be ever a star, like a superstar, like Steven Stamkos or something. But I think he could turn out to be a decent player that Tampa might want to have. So that's that trade. I like that trade for both teams. I still think the Leafs need to acquire a top 2 defenseman like Kevin Shattenkirk, but whatever. And then another one, by the way, that trade happened today. Same as this one. The Canucks trade Alex Burrows to Ottawa for Jonathan Dahlen. I don't really know who Jonathan Dahlen is, but Alex Burrows really declining out of his prime. So, I don't know. I guess Ottawa wants to just put in a vet in their lineup, so I guess it's good. And then the Canucks get an okay prospect, I guess. And then, yeah, and also today, the Stars trade Jordy Bentz, Jamie Benn's brother, who's like a top 6 defenseman, to Montreal for Greg Pateryn, who's also maybe a top 6, and a 4th-round pick. I like that trade for both teams. So, yeah. And then a Wild trade Teemu Pulkkinen to the Coyotes for future considerations. Pulkkinen is a nice young player and might end up being a nice guy on the third, maybe second line, but maybe third line. So yeah. And then this one was a big one that happened yesterday. The Arizona Coyotes trade Martin Hanzal, who has been in some trade deadline rumors, and also Ryan White and a 4th-round pick to Minnesota Wild for Grayson Downing and a 1st-round 2017 draft pick, as well as a 2nd-round pick in 2018 and a conditional pick in 2019. I think, considering the Coyotes, they're second last in the league, I think they're going to want to tank for that top 3 pick. And, they just get another good pick here, 1st-round pick this year, plus a 2nd next year, plus a conditional pick 2 years from now. Sorry, guys, I just had to grab some water, because, yeah. But, yeah, I think the Coyotes should tank this year, considering they're out of reach of a playoff spot. Probably going to get a top 5 pick. Well, I'd say they probably would, unless if they go on some sort of crazy winning streak. But, yeah, it makes sense that they're trading Hanzal, and the Wild want to pick up some assets so they can have them going into the playoffs, so they can finally get past the first and second round and try and have a team that's prepared to take down the Blackhawks finally, and also take down any other team, advance maybe to the Western Conference final. And that would be good because Devin Dubnyk is having a career year this year. Like, outstanding. Like, Vezina, consideration. There's some smaller trades in here. February 24th, the Detroit Red Wings and the Chicago Blackhawks are involved in a deal. Detroit sends Thomas Yurko to the Blackhawks for a third-round pick in 2017. Again, Blackhawks fans, you should be pretty happy about that trade. I think you won that trade, as Yurko could be a pretty decent asset that you could develop. A nice young guy. And then, yeah. That's about it. Yeah, the Kings trade Tom Gilbert to the Capitals for future considerations. So, you know, and the Lightning trade Nesterov. That was a month ago, but they traded Nesterov to Montreal for a defense prospect and a 6th-round pick. I like that. I like that trade for Montreal, and I kind of like it for Tampa too. But yeah. And also, Coyotes. You can tell they're tanking. They trade Michael Stone, who could have bought and picked by Las Vegas in the expansion draft, but Michael Stone to the Flames for a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick. Well, 3rd-round pick 2017 and a 5th-round pick in 2018. And then, yeah, the Stars trade forward Patrick Eaves to the Ducks for a 2nd-round pick in 2017. That was February 24th. But, yeah. Those are all, like, the trades that I wanted to talk about today. But, yeah, the big one, Ben Bishop to the Kings for a defensive prospect. Or Ben Bishop and a 5th-round pick in 2017 for a defensive prospect. Hold on. Yeah, defensive prospect. There we go. Yeah, so Peter Budaj, defensive prospect, 7th-round pick, and a conditional pick. That conditional pick should be like a conditional 2nd or a conditional 1st. Then that would make that trade a whole lot more fair. But I feel the Lightning lost that trade. They could have gotten more for Ben Bishop than just Peter Budaj, who's backup goalie, AHL starter, sort of both, like a depth goalie. But yeah, that conditional pick in the Bishop trade, if it's like a 1st or 2nd, that would make that trade more fair. I mean, they got Budaj, a defensive prospect, and like 7th-round pick and a conditional pick. But anyway, guys, the video's not over yet. As you can see, my shirt's changed and stuff because I was editing this video and I went onto Google because I have it set up so that it shows me like good articles that I like. Or no, I went onto YouTube actually to check my YouTube videos. And I see Kevin Shattenkirk in a trade. I'm like, oh boy, who's this going to be to? Well, I wanted to include it in this video, but yeah, happened yesterday night. The St. Louis Blues trade Kevin Shattenkirk and goalie Phoenix Copley to the Washington Capitals for a 2017 1st-round pick and a bunch of conditional draft picks, and forwards Zach Sanford and Brad Malone. Guys, just think about that for a second. So Shattenkirk will no longer have any trade rumors because he has been traded. Washington Capitals, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Now after this trade, are the Capitals a cup favorite for you? I mean, they let you down last year. But come on, they have a squad of Alex Ovechkin, Evgeny Kuznetsov, Nicholas Backstrom, Kevin Shattenkirk, Braden Holtby, John Carlson. TJ Oshie, Justin Williams even still is pretty good. And then like a whole bunch of other depth players that are good as well. Like, they have a stacked squad, and they're already 1st in the league. Probably going to take home another President's Trophy. But, I mean, I love this trade for Washington, because they also got a goaltending prospect. So, yeah. For the Blues, I don't think it's a bad trade, to be honest. I mean, there was a bunch of trade rumors. Kevin Shattenkirk is going to get traded. at the trade deadline. We all knew that. Okay. Yeah, that's just on the phone. But yeah, we all knew that Kevin Shattenkirk was gonna get traded eventually. I'll turn that off. And I think it's a fair trade. The first round pick was the big thing, and then a bunch of conditional picks and 2 forwards, I think, or whatever, two young guys, I'd say. So yeah, like 2 minor leaguers, first round pick and a bunch of conditional picks. I'd say it's a pretty fair trade. Washington just wants to at least get past the second round for the first time in the Ovechkin era. So, yeah, this is a really good trade for Washington. Top 2 of John Carlson and Kevin Shattenkirk. That's amazing. And then you have Braden Holtby, who won the Vezina Trophy last year. And that's going to be going long way. And then the Blues, I think they could still make the playoffs even without Kevin Shattenkirk, and even though they have their goaltending is kind of struggling, because they've been really good under Mike Yeo. So I think they're gonna finish in a wild card seat. They might lose in the first round, but who cares? That's what people thought St. Louis would do before they traded Kevin Shattenkirk. Anyway, that's what everybody thought would happen. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like on that video if you enjoyed. Can we hit 5 likes on this video? If we could, that'd be amazing, guys. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Comment down below. Do you think who won these trades and who lost these trades? Or are they even? Are they not? Whatever. But yeah, comment that down below. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. See you later. Goodbye.